Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and it's that time again for me to check out your latest requests for underground metal albums on Bandcamp. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Alright, new year, new metal. Let's start with Latremol, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, out of Russia. Black metal band. I've covered them a while back on MetalTrenches.com with a written review. Seems like they've gone in a little bit like doomier, more melodic direction on this one so far. Album art reminds me a little bit of like Imperial Triumphant. So yeah, black metal, kind of black and death metal. Like those blast beats. A little bit of like Deathspell Omega in there. Oh, this is a final track. It's interesting that that's the default track to play. It's very kind of cyclical, kind of, I don't know, like hypnotic kind of riffing. It seems like very, like, kind of the atmosphere reminds me of, like, Ulcerate, too. It's just very, like, melancholic and kind of dreary, moody, depressing, bleak, I think is a good word for this. Yeah, I'm liking it. A lot of the stuff that I liked about their previous album seems like it's been really stepped up with the songwriting and performances here. Decently technical, too. That drumming in particular is really sounded great. And then, yeah, just overall atmosphere is just very engrossing. I'm gonna have to dig into this one some more for sure. Yeah, but that is Lautreamont with the Cult of Grinning Martyrs. Check them out. Alright, then we've got Hollow Avenue with Blood Loss. Metalcore with elements of prog and thrash. Yeah, hear that thrashy riffing for sure. Yeah, nice. Just good time thrash music. Even a little bit like that riff reminds me of like Ministry, like early Ministry, interestingly enough. Alright, 14 tracks. Oh, we've got some extras. Oh, okay, actually we only have like 7 tracks. Yeah, it's an interesting fusion of kind of just like early 2000s metalcore with thrash riffing. I'll check up this track. I like the vocals on this part. Just like going with the riffs. That's a cool little guitar part there. That takes me back, where like every band was playing that style. Yeah, a little dynamic part here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we got a longer song here, 6 minutes. Some clean singing here. Into the chuggy part. Another cool riff here. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff to work with here. I feel like it's kind of like missing a little certain something right now to help it sort of stand out a little bit better. But yeah, I think we're onto something here. So that's Hollow Avenue with Blood Loss. All right, then we got some progressive death metal with Contrarian. Been a fan of these guys over the last few years. Love the album art. Lots of like sci-fi kind of imagery with these guys. It's like 5-piece right now. But yeah, if you like stuff like Obscura, Alkaloid, things of that nature. They've got kind of like an old school vibe too. Like I hear like the kind of death influence and things like that too. Out of New York. Man, they have a lot of merch. It's hard to get down to the tracks here. Great bass work. You can hear it there. They can often be really difficult to keep up with because they're just like all over the place with the guitars and the drumming too. Yeah, just the growl stalls make me feel like old school. I do feel like that's one area where they could kind of step things up with a little bit more vocal variety. I like this synth part here. Got some more atmospheric sections. Slower build. Yeah, we got a nice long kind of build interlude. I want to see where this culminates here with the track it leads into. Oh yeah. Like those guitars. Sick little harmonizing riffs. Yeah, it seems like Contrarian still very much on the game. If you like progressive death metal, and you somehow miss Contrarian, because they've had a few pretty decently covered albums over the past couple of years, but definitely give them a listen if you haven't already. All right, then we've got Son of Leviathan with Luciferian Misanthrope out of California. Seen more and more these like black metal bands coming out of California, and I always feel like it's almost like an oxymoron. Definitely don't think black metal when I think California. Pacific Northwest, yes, but sounding good though. It's funny, this artwork has been used for so many, particularly black metal albums, but I feel like even just the past 2 or 3 years I've seen that artwork used like at least 5 times. But it's a fitting artwork, so I see why. Yeah, I'm digging this. Just like really aggressive black metal. It's got a certain coldness to it, perfect for the winter right now. Good winter music. Oh, we got some like kind of almost Emperor sounding choral synth kind of stuff there. I like that. Big fan of symphonic black metal. Some decent like playing with the vocal tonality too. I'm always a fan of that. It gets boring when you sound the same the whole time. We got some more atmosphere here. Definitely a lot of influence from kind of early second wave symphonic black metal. Speaking of which, if you dig that, depending on when you're watching this, I put together a bands like Dimmu Borgir list with a lot of underground bands with that type of sound, so you'll want to check that out. But yeah, good instrumentation. Seems pretty consistent. Ooh, another great like organ part there too. Heck yeah. Cap it off with that. But yeah, another one I'll be interested to spend a little bit more time digging into when I get a chance. But yeah, that is Son of Leviathan with Luciferian Misanthrope. Alright, then we've got Annihilus with Ghanima out of Chicago, my old stomping grounds. Midwestern black metal. Oh, black metal. With this very simple cover. Oh, they've got those like distant, distorted vocals. Makes me think of, dang it, what is it? Rebel Wizard. Similar production notes. But, just one-man project. It's like very simple, sticking to the basics kind of stuff. I like this moody, this is very like Burzum-y here with this long drony synth part. Is that the whole song? Wow, yeah. Yeah, definitely some Burzum influence here. I'd be very surprised if that was not the case. Yeah, with these doomy, slower, drawn-out sections, too. Just grim. Ravishing grimness, as Dark Throne put it. Moon Falls. Yeah, a lot of that just like drony, ugly, bad mood kind of music. That's what this is. So yeah, if you're looking for that, especially if you got some seasonal affect disorder going, then you should check out Annihilus with Ghanima. Alright, very excited to see more music from Mendel. So if you're not familiar with Mendel, he wasn't aborted for quite a long time, just recently left the band, but he has been doing these solo albums for a couple years now. Several years, I think. I think the first time I checked one out was like 2015, something like that. And he's really good. If you dig like instrumental progressive metal, with a little bit of a sci-fi flair, all of his album covers have this same kind of aesthetic to it. Highly recommended. Every album he's put out is really good. And yeah, he does a lot of like synth alongside it too. And oftentimes he'll have guest appearances, but I'm not necessarily seeing those on here. Oh, well, fudge my butt, man. So Neoblivion, I didn't even make the connection. So speaking of 2015 album, the first album I saw from him was Oblivion, and this is just a reamped, remixed, and remastered version of it. So I thought these songs sounded a little similar. But yeah, that was a sick album too. So I can tell though that they definitely have stepped up the production and everything, try to be more in line with the more recent stuff. But yeah, as you can hear, like, Mendel can frickin' cook on the guitar. So, as if that wasn't already obvious from the other stuff he's done. But all on his own, though, very impressive. So yeah, check this out, and then also, like, he's got a couple other albums that you can check out. There's the original Oblivion. Yeah, you can even see that they took the album art. You could almost do that meme with, like, you know, Netflix adaptation, live action movie, whatever. The manga. Universal Omega was also really good. But yeah, Mendel's sick. You definitely, especially you guitar players out there, you're gonna want to listen to basically everything Mendel has to offer. So yeah, give it a listen. All right, we got a returning band here with Lament Cityscape. We did, what was it, the new Wet, I believe was the other one, and this is the old Wet. So kind of like a mix of sort of post-metal with industrial. I compare them a lot to kind of later, more atmospheric Nine Inch Nails, like the Fragile era kind of stuff. This one has some like Godflesh vibes to it too. It just those like big echoing industrialized beats, and they have the perfect like band name too, because it really does sound like this like deteriorating, miserable concrete jungle. Yeah, this song is very Godflesh. A little bit of Ministry too. Yeah, just 3 songs. If I remember, the new Wet was also 3 or 4 songs. So you can get a little kind of package deal. Get both of them. It's only $3 too, so what do you got to lose? But yeah, if you like that really, you know, both industrial but with like an atmospheric edge to it, again, like kind of later career Nine Inch Nails, Lament Cityscape is a good way to go. I really dig they have a pretty like trademark fusion at this point of, again, like post-metal with industrial metal combined in this very satisfactory way. So yeah, Lament So yeah, Lament Cityscape, The Old Wet. Alright, Rancorous with Vultures Will Gather. Unrelenting Death Thrash forged to invert and crush. Supposed to say where they're out of. Black metal. Supposed to say US. New England. Somewhere in New England. Just grimy Death Thrash. Fitting cover too, with the just lo-fi DIY kind of ethic looking all around. Yeah, just jam. Kind of Slayer-esque solo there. Gritty, grimy. Oh yeah, this is... I feel like every episode there's like one band that's just like, oh yeah, this is what we mean by underground, and I think this week it's Rancorous. Just stuff you'd hear, you know, at some dark, smelly basement show, which I think we'd all welcome for sure right now, given the current state of live music, or lack thereof, I should say. Yeah, just ugly, aggressive. You like Death Thrash, you like things on the raw side, then this is definitely that that Gordon Ramsay meme. But yeah, that's Rancorous with Vultures Will Gather. And then we've got House of Wolf and Crow with Dawn of Tridents. I like the logo. That's cool looking. More just, I feel like a lot of like more raw blackened stuff this episode. These guys are out of Minnesota. Another just 3-song thing here. Just like that, again, more kind of droning, atmospheric, driven music. And very ugly, purposefully so. I like the drums. This blast beats, and then the guitars are just like actually the way that the guitars and the vocals are melding together, it's just like this tidal wave of sewage. This little squealing guitar part there. You know, even though this is more kind of like noise driven. Oh shoot. You know what? Is this like a compilation? Yeah, it is. So Scheider Lagoth covered them in a full review, actually, so cool to see them on here. Very, very cool guys. Definitely want to check out more from them. So yeah, it looks like each of these tracks is actually from a different band. I didn't even catch that before. So is House of Wolf and Crow like a label? I'm getting confused now. But yeah, check out Scheider Lagoth. They're freaking awesome. And their latest album, if you're into crazy Deathspell Omega E kind of just music that takes you on a journey, a terrifying journey at that, check them out. And then we got Horrid Litany on the last track. More of that second wave vibes. A little bit more black metal in the, death metal in the vocals on this one. Kind of whirlwind, harrowing guitars. It's like a tornado of, like a fire tornado. So I guess Vortex Shrine is a appropriate title. Yeah, so it looks like you get to sample kind of 3 very all harsh but kind of subtly different groups with this one. So definitely worth digging into kind of all 3 of these bands some more. So yeah, check them out. Alright, y'all, I think that's plenty for this week. Let me know, as always, down in the comments which one was your favorite, which ones you ended up checking out, and if you have suggestions of other bands I should check out, let me know that as well. Let's have a conversation down there. And then, of course, stick around, because I got plenty more videos coming right after this one. I've got a whole playlist of this particular Best of Bandcamp series, but I've also got full album reviews, album tier lists, interviews with bands on the podcast, you name it. we've got it. So plenty of reasons to, again, subscribe if you've not already. Support us on Patreon. And also, we have a new Discord that is a joint effort between several of our YouTube channels, including Jamie Horsley, Quest for Metal, Metal Forge Reviews, and lots of others too. So definitely check that out. The Metal Meltdown, Pair of Jeans reviews, that I could go on. We're having a great conversation there. It's been fun so far. And you can also check out all of our reviews on the new content page there. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.